Hello, everyone. Welcome to this closing ceremony for the Data Global Hack Week. How are we all doing? How are you, Cecilia?
I'm doing great. I know that it's the end of your day, but the beginning of mine. So,
hmm
in a way, it's a little bit reflective of how everyone has been treating Global Hack Week. Everyone's been awake at different times, but getting the most out of the whole week.
So good, so good. There have been so many cool streams this week as well. Lots of kind of like job interview focused ones, which I've spotted, which I think is like very useful at the moment.
Oh, I bet. Like at least for us, the hiring season, like here in the Americas, it's usually starts around August, but like now is when folks are taking their DSAs, wanting
Mm,
that review, wanting to start getting ready. So like I love seeing how early people are prepping for things.
yeah. It's so cool. If you've had a favorite stream this Global Hack Week, we would love to know. Please do throw it down in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from as well. I hope you've all been sticking around from the fireside chat that just happened. Cecilia and I have both been enraptured by it. Very interesting stuff. So let us know how you found that. I hope you're as excited as we are. But should we get into things, Cecilia?
I think so.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. So first up, we've got, hello, my name's Cecilia. If you've seen me throughout the week, you know that I've been doing a number of different things to wind down for my back-to-back weekends at events. I'm back to reading. I actually have started a puzzle to listen to an audiobook too, so I'm very excited about that. I'm trying to crank through the books that I own before I go back to my library books. What you, Quinn?
Yeah, so I'm also a coach at MLH, Major League Hacking. Some fun facts about me: I'm a big data nerd, so this week has been so much fun. I'm like actually more of a stats nerd, if I'm going to be like specific about it. But it's data and stats go hand in hand. I like Python and R, and I'm super into how we can evaluate LLMs. So there's a lot of data involved there, which if you've been to my stream this week as well, you might have had an insight into. So that's been super fun. Okay.
Well, as for what Major League Hacking is, you might have not gotten a chance to join us for opening ceremony. And so, especially coming off of that fireside chat, you've learned a bit about Dev. You've probably learned a bit about Major League Hacking from Swift and John. But the long version, I guess, or the broader version is we run the global hacker community. And with what great timing it is to incorporate Dev to really reach that global hacker community, because it's our mission to empower hackers just like you, not just through our partnerships with various folks, but also through Global Hack Week and member events. And there are over 1 million of you, and I'm sure in the coming weeks, as we come to realize how many more folks are joining us from Dev, that number is going to shoot up. But we're here to wrap up Data Week, which is both sad, but also perhaps relieving if you've been grinding it out. Please don't, please sleep. But it's a good chance to process what you've learned and get some rest for the next Global Hack Week. So, Gwen, why don't you take us through what happened this week?
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to hop into some of the highlight streams that we really loved this week. If you had some that we missed, let us know down in the chat. And also, if you want to watch any of these, maybe you missed some and you think it's going to be a really exciting one to watch back, you can do so on our YouTube. That's at Major League Hacking. You go to the live tab and you can see all the recordings. But yeah, let's get into it. So one of the things we did, we worked on our GitHub profile readmes using GitHub Copilot. This is using MCPs and connecting that up with the Copilot agent within VS Code, which is super exciting. On the note of MCPs, we also worked with the Notion MCP. I believe Notion joined us for the first time here. This was a stream by Rosendo, really insightful. And again, MCPs are an awesome tool to be getting to learn, and connecting it up with Notion is great. As we mentioned earlier, preparing for technical interviews was a big theme this week. And I believe we had a stream from Gabriella and also UT as well. I think a multi-part series there. So if you're thinking, I need to hone my skills, some of those data structures aren't quite sinking in, go back and watch these streams. Then we explored vector searches on MongoDB. This was with Jocelyn, and this is a great tool to be learning, especially when you're trying to implement LLMs into your project and get them to reference all of the data which really matters to you. We got good with Git, and the wonderful Cecilia delivered this workshop for us, a really excellent introduction or a refresher if your Git skills were getting a bit rusty. We had a great stream with Ryan Swift as well, building a hackathon project idea generator with Gemini. I know that this was like very much a crowd kind of sourced project where Ryan came up with the idea live with all of your help and built it live alongside you all. So that's super exciting. Definitely want to check out. We learned a little bit about production engineering. This was with Bully and Amanda as well. This is one of our tracks under the MLH Fellowship. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, maybe you're thinking of applying and you want to hone your skills, learn what you have to actually really nail to get through those interviews and have a great time on that track, then go and check this stream out. And of course, we had the fireside chat with the co-founders of Dev and MLH, that exciting announcement that came out just yesterday. Super exciting. I hope you all had a great time there with the full team. For anyone who missed it, Major League Hacking acquired Dev, and that went out yesterday. And we're super excited to be working with them to empower the next generation of developers. We also worked on some challenges. Cecilia, do you want to tell us about that?
I think that might be challenging, but absolutely. So you all had plenty of challenges this week, as always, and as always, you all delivered. So not only did you get a chance to get some skill badges from MongoDB, congrats to DL, you also were, again, working in, I believe, Snowflake with Cortex Studio. Cortex AI just recently launched, so you're getting the first chances to play around with it. The Snowflake team is absolutely looking for feedback, so as you have them and as you have an opportunity, feel free to let us know either through the Global Hack Week feedback form or even letting us know through Discord if you open a support ticket. Feedback for the Snowflake team is greatly welcomed because they really want to make sure that they're reaching you all in the best way that they can. Looks like you also were completing, getting some certificates from the GitHub Copilot Code Smarter quest on Wilco. And there are definitely a couple quests worth trying out. It doesn't have to just be the GitHub Copilot one, but we love to see that you are getting a chance to celebrate your wins and potentially have something that you can share on LinkedIn or your preferred platform. We also had someone share that they were working on a movie recommendation system. And while this is a common project from back in my day, it's actually kind of new in the sense that now you have LLMs to really customize things to what you actually watch, what you are doing, and having that just an extra bit of detail that really makes it quite personalized. So fantastic job on this movie recommendation system. And honestly, it's a rather clean UI. So props to that. And as always, we want to make sure that we make Global Hack Weeks even better for you. So go ahead to our feedback form, whether it's that you remember a past stream or that you are watching a recording. Let us know if you're finding out that there's more topics you'd like to see or something that maybe wasn't covered. We would love to know where we are missing things so that way we can address those for future Global Hack Weeks. I think I'll leave the exciting part to you, Koen.
Oh, I love talking about swag, and I know everyone loves hearing about it, so let's get into it. Okay, if you want to earn your basic swag, you can actually still do that, and you can complete these steps up here on the screen today to do so. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you registered and checked in for this Global Hack Week. That's the Data Global Hack Week, and you can find that at mlh.link/GHW. Then we need your address. How else would we send you all of these awesome swag items? You can submit that at mlh.link/address. And then all you have to do is complete the featured challenges. These are with our partners, so you get to learn a new technology while you're at it, and they help you really build your portfolio. So definitely do that. You can still get this swag by doing this today. Now, we also have another exciting piece of swag. If you want to win a dev sticker, you can head along to mlh.link/dev-signup. And if you do that sign up today, you can win extra dev stickers to come with your basic or maybe even bonus swag if you've earned that as well. So definitely check this out. We're super excited about this new collaboration with Dev. And I hope you are as well. Get a sticker, stick it on your laptop. It's going to be great. On the note of challenges, they are still open until the end of today. So if you've got a couple left to finish, if there's some you want to squeeze out, you can do that right up until the end of today. Now, what's coming up next, Cecilia?
Well, as always, we know that Global Hack Week is every month. So in March, we'll be preparing to ship things globally with Global Hack Week Cloud. And what a great opportunity it is to go from your hello world in your local instance to deployments to building scalable AI powerhouses. Cloud is the backbone of modern tech. And also, you get access to compute power, which, if you're looking to get into AI and machine learning models and plenty others, is a chance to avoid melting your laptop. But this is yet another step in your developer journey. If you've joined us from Beginners Week, you might be building up from learning just what is it like to code and what are some common things you need to know to Data Week, where you're starting to work with different things. Now, what happens when you bring that outside of your laptop? And again, cloud is a great place to do that. That will be March 7th to the 13th. And next up, we have yet another stage to continue on, which is using APIs. It's one thing to generate your own data, but it's another thing to use someone else's hard work of generating data for you by using their APIs. That will be April 10th through the 16th, where if you are wanting to not have to generate that data, maybe you want to use AI models in your app, have payments or authentications, there are plenty of APIs out there that leverage APIs. Maybe you want to build a bot that leverages APIs. It is a wonderful week. I do believe think we have this usually twice a year, and that's not saying you shouldn't join us for both. In fact, it's a great chance to get exposed to the language you might not be familiar with and see what's out there, and come back and join us for our future API week, that much more knowledgeable. And finally, and certainly not least, at least in terms of a 3-month outlook, in May, we'll be diving deep into generative AI. This is becoming a mainstay in the development world, in classes, and beyond. And so, what better way to make sure that you're getting as broad of an understanding of what's out there as possible, May 8th through the 14th. And frankly, I don't think there's really much more that needs to be said besides it's generative AI and it is always changing. So, what we know now may not be what we'll be teaching about in May. So, sign up for our upcoming Global Hack Weeks at the GHW site. And make sure that you win swag by registering for Cloud Week today. So there is that chance to get some extra bonus swag. I think it's actually usually the surprise prize. I could be wrong. Siddharth can maybe fix that in Discord for us or clarify. Yes. Winners will absolutely be announced on Discord. So if you are finding that after Global Hack Week, you're still raring to go, there will always be more hackathons at mlh.io/events. And that is an opportunity for you to put all you've learned, not just at this Global Hack Week, but past ones or even future ones, put them to the test. See if you like working with their technology in a hackathon environment, or say, yeah, I really like this tech enough to jump to something else. Whatever your reasoning is, we'd love to see you at future hackathons. And I think we'll go ahead and kick off our thank yous because we have so many people to thank for the wonderful work they've done this week.
Yeah, 100%. First up, we want to say a big thank you to Alberto for a tech stream on MongoDB and on Snowflake, Jocelyn for helping us understand vector index searches in MongoDB, and Ryan Lay for an awesome Nature of Code track. Thanks also to Iro, who built a bunch of different things with a huge range of tech streams. Definitely check them out. Kari, who did a data to dashboards track, and Gabriella, who introduced us to data structures and algorithms, super helpful for your next interviews. It was, of course, my pleasure to be here. I did a little stream on data processing and helped out with some Today in Global Hack Weeks too. Bully introduced us to production engineering and also gave us an overview on why Linux is awesome. And Wei showed us how RAG is super easy to do when you're using a Gemini model. Then huge thanks to Cecilia, of course, for helping do opening, closing ceremony as we are right now, Today in Global Hack Week, and also an amazing Git workshop, and UT for a great JavaScript interviews track as well. Who else have we got to thank, Cecilia?
All right. Well, from our full-time team, the folks that join us indirectly are Ro and Alex. You saw Ro giving a Notion workshop, but Alex, you don't see that often. He actually joined us at last Global Hack Week during closing. But the reason we're thanking them is actually because they're a large reason that we have partners giving you amazing resources every Global Hack Week, and even partners that we end up having at hackathons. So major props to them for all the wonderful work they do to keep making sure you all have every resource you could possibly have. Then we've got Ryan, who is the director of events at MLH. You also saw him run a technical stream where you all were helping him build a hackathon idea generator. Then you have Mary, who leads first party events on the league team and at MLH. And finally, Siddharth, our first party events coordinator and HCM. And this whole team obviously helps put together these global hack weeks, but I want to give a special shout out to Siddharth for the many, 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 many months of putting together global hack weeks, scheduling us coaches, making sure that these topics that we're coming up with are things that you all are interested in watching. He is a large part of why we are able to make Global Hack Week the success that it is. So a big, big thank you to Siddharth. And I believe that is your turn because I lost my slides on my screen.
That's all good. Let's end with saying a big thank you again to our partners. We were super glad to be joined by GitHub, MongoDB, and Snowflake here. In particular, some things to shout out. If you haven't yet got it, grab the GitHub Student Dev Pack. This gets you access to Copilot and a bunch of other awesome tech. With MongoDB, you can do skills badges. We've got some awesome stickers and other bits and pieces for that. Definitely check those out and do go and try out Snowflake. We had a really awesome workshop on using Snowflake with AI agents, and it's a very up and coming skill when you want to integrate data into your LLMs. But with that, I think we'll say see you all next time. Thank you all for coming, and goodbye.